Hey, today we're talking to Pat from Planet Mercury. We talk about Planet Mercury's Spotify success, their writing process, Pat's mindset when he's writing, and just some advice to other bands during quarantine on what you can do to self promote. I hope you really enjoy. Thank you for watching, and you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the interview. Thank you for being a part of a base to base. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking time out.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, for sure. So I just want to start just saying or figuring out like when you knew music was going to be a part of your life.
So I think it was in like fourth grade. There was in my school they started a class for music, and you could pick violin, viola, or cello. And I started playing violin, and it was the first thing that really I cared about in school because I never really cared about math or anything else. And every day I'd look forward to going to music class, and that was like kind of when it started for me.
Nice. Were you listening to like any music like in elementary that you can like remember or that like just sticks with you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So mostly like Green Day and Blink-182, of course, the typical pop punk forefathers, you know. So yeah, that's the stuff that really got me going with the pop punk scene, the music.
Nice. When did you start like moving to guitars or bass or anything like that?
So I think it was around sixth grade. I signed up for lessons at the Boys and Girls Club. But it's funny because I had actually signed up for guitar lessons.
Mm.
So I showed up and the guy was like, "Oh, if you're ready for your bass lesson today, whatever." And I was like, "I don't think I signed up for bass, but whatever." So I just started going from there and playing bass, and I loved it ever since.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. The Boys and Girls Club even had like a program like that. Do you remember like what they were teaching you or how they were like teaching you?
Yeah, so I think when they started teaching me, it was kind of like, "Oh, what songs do you want to learn? What inspires you?" So basically I just learned songs. And then as I progressed more, they started teaching me scales and music theory and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was the first song that you learned?
First song I learned, I believe, was "Holiday" by Green Day.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you still listen to a lot of Green Day or a lot of like pop punk?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. And like, it's really I've my music taste is like all over the place. Like, I love country, I love rap, I love everything. But I still listen to Green Day, Blink-182, a lot of pop punk, and then stuff like The Story So Far, State Champs.
Okay, that's awesome. I like that you have a big musical like just taste.
Yeah.
Do you like pull from like hip hop or any country stuff like when you're trying to write music?
I haven't yet, but I'm sure there's some sort of influence in there,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Um, let's see. So, was there any like a bassist or any like songs that really wanted to kind of push your limit in bass or like learning something?
Yeah. Mark Hoppus of Blink-182 and Mike Dirnt of Green Day. I A lot of times you could really hear like their bass lines are kind of songs within songs. More so Mike Dirnt. He really pushes it, and something that he incorporates in songs that I try and do is he plays to the song where it's like I love to have bass lines and keep an active bass line, but if the song doesn't call for it, then I just play the root, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely I feel that way too. There's always you can always like I guess you can show off your talents by just playing root notes, like the way you play it, the way you incorporate it, or just understanding like what's right for the song and stuff. So
Right, just gotta hold it down.
yeah, for sure. When did you start getting involved in like local music or original music?
So it was with Planet Mercury. That was my first experience writing music and being in the local scene. Before that,
Um,
it was just playing covers and stuff.
yeah, were you in like any like cover bands before Planet Mercury?
Yeah, in middle school, I was in different, bands that would last a few months, play like a talent show or something like that. But that was really it. Nothing. I never really played out with other bands.
Okay, so how long has Planet Mercury been together?
So we started in the summer of 2017,
Okay, nice, nice.
a little over 3 years.
Yeah, I was looking at your Wrapped, and you had 93,000 streams, right?
Yep.
That's wild. How did you guys go about like getting your music out, especially during like this pandemic and quarantine?
Something that we really tend to like harp on is the idea that the music only comes out once, and that's when people are going to be most excited for it. So we milk the songs to the best of our ability, like we will retweet our own tweet with the song posting in it, just sharing it as much as possible, and also trying to get on as many playlists, because obviously in today's day and age you got to take advantage of the Spotify algorithm and all that stuff. So really just sharing it as much as possible, and yeah.
So like, what's some advice you have for bands that maybe are trying to like get on playlist or just get their music out?
Mhm. So one thing that has been really helpful for us is the pop punk networking group on Facebook, and that's just a huge community of people all throughout the country and world sharing their music and sharing playlists and stuff. And the other thing that you can do is you can search a playlist that you like to listen to that you think your music would fit on, and it usually has a curator's information on there, so you can find it. And that's how one way we would do it. We would reach out to people, whether it's finding them on Facebook or finding their email and reaching out and asking them to put us on their playlist.
That's so smart. Just doing the work, like finding out who's a curator, reaching out. Um, have y'all heard of like Submit Hub or any of those kind of
Yeah,
deals?
yeah,
Do
we've
y'all,
done some stuff with that as well. I think it's the other one's like Tone Den, I think it's called.
yeah, I think there's a few. I tried Submit Hub. What was your experience with that?
I don't know. It was kind of confusing, like, and weird. I don't, I don't know. I don't think we had much luck with that, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, same, same experience. I got on like a couple playlists or whatever, but I didn't really notice anything major from
Really?
it. Yeah. Um. So I heard "Honest" right now. To me, that's like, is that your newest single, or did you
So
just come on?
our newest single is our song "Normal" now.
Okay,
I think that dropped in November, early November.
okay, cool, cool. When you're writing music, are you focused on like what your bass part's gonna be, or like how? I guess what's your mindset or your thought process when you're writing music?
So usually the way we'll write a song is one of us, usually Michaela or Jerry, will come to practice with a riff in mind and, a basic idea of the song, and they'll show it to us, and we'll kind of work through it all together. And um, sometimes it'll be like really quick, sometimes it'll take months to figure out exactly how to put together the song. So usually I write, you know um, a basic bass part until, like, while we're working on the song, and then once the song is finished, pieced together, I'll go back and I'll look at it and I'm like, okay, I need to do this here, this there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are your, or I guess how you're practicing right now, like during this quarantine or jamming or anything?
So for a long time, like from the spring to early summer, we didn't really practice because it was just insane. But then we got back together once, started practicing once a week. We went back and finished recording our album in New York safely, of course.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, we're able to practice about once a week now, which is good.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So you recorded your album in New York. How's that experience going?
It's been awesome. It's been really cool. We started recording it in earlier this year, early in the spring, and we finished half the songs then, and we just finished it up in August. And now it's kind of just putting the last steps on it and figuring out what we want to do for artwork and stuff. And that'll be sometime in the spring of 2021 that we'll be releasing that.
Nice. So I guess how's it going? Like recording now? Like, are y'all going? The whole band's going to the studio, or is it just like drums and then guitars come in, kind of deal?
So we went all at once.
Mm.
We took, I think it was a long weekend to go, and it's upstate New York, so it was like a lot of land. It was just nice, being able to relax, because we're all from, except for Jerry, we're all from like kind of city areas.
Okay,
So it was nice to get away from everything. And yeah.
nice. How are y'all? How are you writing new music? Are you still just kind of doing it like once a week, or someone, or I know you said someone comes with ideas, but like, when are you planning to record? Sorry, when are you planning to record and release any new music?
So since we just recorded music, we've done a little bit of like voice recordings. Some like Michaela, Jerry, or Chris or someone will record an acoustic guitar part on their phone and send it over, and just it's kind of just in the very beginning stages since we're still trying to plan for the album release.
Yeah,
But we are trying to work on stuff in the meantime to have stuff prepared to record once that drops.
nice. Y'all doing any music videos, anything like that?
We hope to. We hope. The thing is, it's like just so weird with COVID that you don't know what's going to be safe next month, you know? So it's like trying not to plan too far ahead.
Yeah, for sure. How's um how's your music scene locally like during this quarantine? How are the venues like keeping up right now?
There's been a lot that have closed. There's been a lot of places that we played that have closed, and it's just really sad to see. There have been some people that have reached out to us and other bands to do live stream shows, which has been really cool. We did one for Halloween, and that's a huge help because bands just being able to play is just right now it's in any way it's helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. What advice do you have for people who are maybe music lovers or lovers of Planet Mercury on how they could support you or support their local scene?
Go to shows. Go to shows and listen to the local bands because there's so much awesome music out there that a lot of people just don't listen to because they're just focused on the mainstream music and stuff that's really popular. And you know, I've heard stories of 10 years ago when shows were really crazy, and those same people are saying just how people don't like going to local shows anymore. So once things open back up, yeah, just get out to your local shows and support your local bands.
Yeah, that's definitely good advice. How are you finding new music now?
In terms of like popular bands.
Yeah, just in general, like bands that you enjoy.
Mhm. Honestly, a lot of social media. When I see stuff shared on social media, I'll always check it out.
I just want to get some more advice. I'm really like super stoked with your Spotify like numbers are super impressive. Like
Thank
just
you.
yeah, for sure, man. And the music sounds great. Like just what's any just general advice for bands like right now that are just kind of stuck during quarantine? Like what can they do maybe to get their music out or to write music? Just any advice I guess that you would have for any bands right now.
I think one thing that helps all of us is 24/7. We're always thinking about the band. It's like, all right, how can I promote the music here? Or what can I do? So I think just keep pushing. You know, I think it's very easy to get down on yourself and very easy to say, all right, like screw this, this isn't working. But you know, if you just keep pushing through those times where it seems to just be stagnant, then eventually it's going to come where you're going to be like, okay, we got a ton of new followers today, or we got a lot of listens yesterday, and you know, just kind of keep it up. And it's going to drop again. It always does. It's always ebbs and flows. So yeah, just keep pushing.
Yeah, hell yeah. Social media, what do you guys use like TikTok and stuff for?
So we started a TikTok. We haven't used it yet.
I'm
We got to get around to it because that's like the big platform now.
yeah. I'm just curious to see because yeah, it's such a weird platform. Like I don't know how stuff gets so popular so quickly
Yeah,
on TikTok.
I have a hard time using it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I know like a lot of people are. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to figure it out and try and utilize that.
yeah. Maybe you can make some dances or something.
Exactly.
What are your plans like after quarantine's over?
So we had a tour in the works to go further to the Midwest and a little bit more down south. For it was supposed to be in August of this year, but obviously those plans got wiped out. So hopefully to do a lot more touring and with the album release, yeah, drop the album and then just keep on releasing music. We all want to tour a lot more. So
Yeah. So speaking of touring, like, what's your mindset? How do you find these venues or places to play for tour?
mhm. So this is another way that Facebook has helped a lot. Where the two groups that helped a lot were the DIY tour postings group and the Pop Punk Networking group on Facebook. Whether it's reaching out to people that own venues or know venues in the area or other bands just saying, hey, do you guys want to play a show? Or if not, could you guys help us find a venue? that was a huge help. And we've also there's one band I'm sure I saw you did an interview with Ryan of Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So we reached out to them to play a show because we had played a show with them previously in Providence, and we knew they were from the Philly area. So we reached out to them and put a show together. So that was awesome.
Yeah, oh man, I would love to have been there. In Texas, we, or at least in San Antonio, we don't have like a real big pop punk
Really?
scene. Yeah, I mean, like we're the metal capital of the world or
Oh yeah,
something. So it's super like just heavy music, or even like, I don't know, classic sounding metal and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, that's,
We were hoping to come through Texas on that tour. So hopefully
yeah,
when COVID's over.
yeah, for sure. Let me know, man. I have a ska band here. We can get a
Oh
cool
yeah,
show going.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Um, so what about any like just future goals for the band? Like what do you guys set goals, or you just kind of going with the flow?
So recently we've done a lot more setting goals. Before, like the first 2 years, it was kind of just like as things come, just deal with it. But now we're trying to set goals, where it's like, all right, next year we want to, if possible, do this like 2 or 3 tours. We want to reach these areas, and yeah, it's when you have goals, it's much easier to figure out what you want to do and how to accomplish them.
Yeah, I'd 100% agree. For the future Planet Mercury, is this something you want to keep DIY, or are you looking like trying to get on a record label in the future? Like, what's your feelings on that?
It's tough because you always hear the stories of people getting screwed over by labels and stuff. But then there obviously is that aspect where it's like being on a major label would help bring your music to a ton of people. So I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like whatever's best for us at the time. If we can reach a wider audience and just keep going strong as a DIY band, then that'd be awesome. If we can just keep it as us four running the show, we would love that. But if the situation occurred where it'd be a better option if we had the option to go to a label and it was a better option, then we'd probably take that.
Yeah. Yeah, smart move. So in your band right now, is like, I don't want to put like pressure on you. Is there like a band leader person who like kind of runs like the band and everyone's kind of just like follows along, or is it just everyone kind of has their say kind of deal?
It's pretty cool because we all have our own individual things that we do. For
Mhm.
example, me and Jerry do a lot of the social media. Me and Michaela will do a lot of like the tour booking and stuff like that. And Chris does a lot of outreach with podcasts and um, editorials and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's everyone has their own fair share of stuff.
Yeah, like a strong team.
Yeah.
That sounds real cool. Yeah, man, I think that definitely is gonna. I mean, it's already made y'all successful, so you guys have like a good formula, you know. Um, yeah. What kind of gear are you using?
So I mainly play a Fender Mexican P bass, and I just recently started using pedals. My only pedal for the first 2 years was just a tuner, but I recently got a Sansamp DI, which is amazing. It sounds so good. And then I run that into an Ampeg SVT 350 solid state, and I have like a couple acoustic cabs. They
Mhm.
sound awesome. I have an 810 and a 410, and those are my cabs of choice at the time.
Yeah, 810 for whenever it calls for it.
Yeah, which is never, but why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, for sure. Have you tried running the Sansamp like with just the power from your head? Like,
I haven't tried that. No,
it's
is
pretty
that
wild. Yeah,
really?
most of the times you can like bypass all the EQ and stuff and just use your head for like the power, and then the Sansamp will be everything. It'll be straight up Sansamp tone.
Oh,
Um,
okay. I'll have to try that because I love
yeah,
that. It sounds amazing.
yeah, dude. Man, I've had like two, and I always like get rid of them for some reason, but
Mhm.
I always regret it
Yeah,
afterwards.
it's an amazing pedal.
Yeah.
So we had so our previous drummer's friend who played bass for his last band, he
Mhm.
was pressuring me forever to get a Sansamp. I was like, nah, dude, like I just like the natural tone, whatever. And then I played his, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get one of these.
Yeah, man. And especially for like the pop punk or punk like tone, the growl and the grit. It's
Yep.
just it's there. It's there. Hell yeah. What's like do you have any like dream setup or dream base?
Um, I really want to get a it's a Fender Bassman 800 head.
Okay.
Those are so expensive, but I really want to get one of those. I love the bass that I play. It, you know, I don't know, I just love it.
Yeah,
And no matter
it's
what, every other bass I try, I always end up coming back to it. And yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was at your first base.
no, my first bass, I still have that too. It's a first act bass.
Hell
So
yeah.
I don't play it much, but that was the one that I play now was my first like real like Fender bass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna be a Fender guy for your bass career?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. I've played some of the Sterling Stingrays, and I
Mhm.
like those. But again, it just always comes back to like, all right, I'll try the Sterling, and then I'll plug in my P bass, and it's like, yeah, I'm going with the P bass.
Yeah, this is so funny. This is like the second time we've kind of had a Fender conversation on the podcast, but like I was totally just like anti Fender. Like just I grew up like with metalcore and stuff, so Ibanez and even like Spectres and stuff.
Yeah.
And I played a Fender Jazz, and I was like, this is why like everyone plays Fenders because they sound great. They like feel great. So it totally just like changed my mind. So
Oh yeah, yeah, they're
yeah,
awesome basses,
yeah, I'm using that. Hopefully, Fender can sponsor us and get us some gear or
right?
something.
Fender, hook it up.
Yeah, for real. So is there how can people listen to Planet Mercury or find out about y'all?
So we're on, I believe, every major streaming service: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, whatever you use. And if you don't use any of those, YouTube always works. We're all over YouTube. So yeah,
Yeah, and how can people find out about you?
me personally,
Yeah, any
so
social media?
you can follow my Instagram. It's at planet_pecan. You can follow my Twitter if you can find it. I don't even know what it is to be honest because I don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Instagram's the way to go.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much, Pat. I appreciate it. Again, just thank you for being a guest and thank you for working with the time issues. So I just hope you have a great day, man. And I'll catch up with you.
Likewise. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Later.
Later, man.